ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषु तेने ब्रह्म हृदयादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजता दधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 21, verse number 10. So this is continuation of Venu Geet, the flute song sung by the gopis in the praise of the flute. So we read that they were having some sense of asuya or jealousy towards the flute, that why this flute is drinking all the juice and still remains empty, because flute does not keep the juice for herself, she distributes. So that's the characteristic of a Vaishnava, that he distributes. That's why gopis are also relishing. Even at their home, they are hearing the sound and relishing it. That's why they started singing it. So they are saying Vrindavanam Sakhi Bhuva Vitinoti Kirti Yad Devaki Sutpadambuja Labdha Lakshmi Govinda Venumanumatta Mayura Nrityam Prekshadrisana Varatanya Samasta Sattvam. So saying that, oh friend, and interestingly she is using only singular here, not plural. Previously there was Sakhya, so here it says Sakhi. So Vrindavanam Bhuvo Kirtim Vitanoti. This Vrindavan is so great, so wonderful, that it is spreading the glory of the earth. Why is that? Yad Devaki Sutapadambuja Labdha Lakshmi. Because earth has got the wealth of the marks of the lotus feet of son of Devaki. So therefore she has become very fortunate, because Krishna is walking here barefoot. So the footprints are on earth directly. And this is greatness of earth, because his footprints don't fall like this anywhere, not even in Vaikuntha. So Govinda Venum Anumatta Mayura Nrityam Prekshadrisan Avratani Samasta Satya. So hearing the flute of Govinda, the peacock, they are completely ecstatic, so anumatta, and they are dancing in response to the song of the flute. And then all other living beings who are sitting on the top of the mountain, so they are watching this. Preksha Adrisanu Avarata Anya Samasta Satya. So they have stopped everything, all their other activities, and they are watching, because Krishna is playing the flute, peacocks are joining and dancing. So everybody is just standing. They go on the top of the mountain to get a nice place, right? Like you go in the theatre, so there is a balcony seat, so you see the show from there. So like that they are sitting on top of the mountain and relishing the dance of the peacock and singing of the flute. And then Krishna is also singing and dancing. So Tadiyata Drisvilasaspadasya Vrindavanasya Samprati Madhuryam Adhikam Ullasati Atastadeva Didrukshama Manas Tatra Gachama Vayam Natra Kopi Dosha Iti Anya Ahu Vrindavanamati. So the other gopi is saying that yes, it may not be possible for us to go and see Krishna because we are restricted, what the family people will think. But this Vrindavan has been glanced, looked by Krishna. So Tadiyata Drisha Vilasa Spadasya, it is the place where Krishna is doing his pastime, he is looking at it. So let's at least go to see the beauty of this Vrindavan, whose sweetness is now manifesting more than before. So we are able to see that Dirdikshamana Tatra Gachama. And then there is no one can stop us from that one. We are just going to the forest to see the beauty. So in that mood the other gopi speaks Vrindavanamati. So Bhuvah Kirtim Swargadibhyo Visheshena Tanoti Yadyato Devaki Sutasya Yashodanandanasya Padambujabhyam Labdha Lakshmi Dhvaja Vajradhichinnamayi Shobha Sampatiyena Tat. So it says that this Vrindavan now is famous, its glory, its fame is spread all over the universe, more than even the heavenly planets. And why is it? Because it has got the wealth in the form of the marks. Because Krishna has got very special marks on his souls, as like the flag, thunderbolt, chakra, chariot, barley, goat, elephant, all that, umbrella, lotus flower. So there are some, how many, 17 marks, I think, total. So there are all these marks, and because he is walking barefoot here in Vrindavan, so that earth has become very beautiful. And Devaki Sutta here is, Devaki refers to Yashoda. Yashoda also had another name as Devaki. So Krishna, although Krishna is situated in his own abode, and it is said that he never contacts material world, but when his pastimes become manifest here on earth, then this Bhaum Vrindavan and Goloka Vrindavan, they contact, or he becomes manifest here. So earth, which is contacting the Bhaum Vrindavan, also in that sense contacts it. So nahi evam bhutam vaikuntha vanam api sambhavet. So this fortune is not available even to the forest of Vaikuntha, because Krishna does not go to Vaikuntha. So he is here in Vrindavan. So why is Devaki Sutta is being called here as son of Devaki? So it says Dvenamni Nanda Bharyaya Yashoda Devaki Ticha Ata Sakhyam Abhutasya Devakya Shauri Jaya. So it says that Yashoda has two names. The wife of Nanda Maharaj has two names, Yashoda and Devaki. And therefore she was also friendly with the wife of Vasudeva, whose name is also Devaki. So they have same name. So here Devaki Sutta refers to Yashoda Sutta, or son of Yashoda. Iti Brihad Vishnu Puranam. This is stated in Brihad Vishnu Puranam. Evam bhutam goshtha sthalamapi sambhavediti chet atahu govindasya venu. So now another gopi says that, well, you want to see this beauty of earth being decorated by the footmarks of Krishna, that you can see here also. When he comes here in the Goshala, in the village also, he is walking barefoot. So why you have to go there? So then says, no, there is something special which is not available here. Peacocks are dancing when he is playing on the flute. So Govindasya Venum, Venu Vadyam Lakshikritya, Yan Mattanam Mayuranam Nrityam, Tat Preksha Adri Sanushu, Avratani Oparata Kriyani, Anyani Samastani Sattvani Yatra. Tat. So that is the speciality which is not available here in the Goshtha, in the cow side, that when Krishna is playing the flute, then the peacocks, they are responding, they are dancing, and they are very happy, matta. And by seeing them, all other living beings, they drop their activities and they are on the top of the mountain. Atra asman nartaya iti mayurahi prarthitasya govindasya venuvadanam tadiya tal gatya eva mandali bhuya nrityatam tesham madhyeva tasyapi sanritya vadanam. So the peacocks, they went to Krishna and they said that please make us dance. So then Krishna on their request played on the flute, and he was also giving tal, the, what do you call, what is tal in English? Beat. Yeah. So tal gatye eva mandali bhuya nrityatam. So they were surrounding him and dancing on the beat. And tesham madhye eva tasyapi sanritya vadana. And then he was also dancing in between in the center. Tatastad vadyena santushyatam tesham paritoshika sviya divya barha pradanam tasme. So being satisfied, the peacocks, they gave him an award, a gift, that they dropped their feather, that you're dancing so nicely and you're playing so well, so this is our gift to you. So because we don't have anything else, so paritoshika sviya divya barha pradanam tasmai. So tena cha vadaka lokaritya saladam tad grihitva swasirasi ushnisasya upari tad dharanam. So Krishna also, like if somebody is singing and somebody appreciates or gives, they accept it. So he accepted it, and after accepting it, he adorned himself by putting it in his turban on the head. Tat tauryatrikam asvadeyatam adrisanushu pravishtanam sabhyanam krishnasara kapotadi mrigpakshinam ananda jadyam ityadikam sarva dridikshamahe bhava. So then when they are singing, so this is being relished by the other sabhyas. So sabhya means those who are qualified to enter into the sabha or assembly. Everybody is not allowed. If there is some musical program, you have to buy ticket. Then only you can enter inside, not everyone. So similarly, those who know music, they only come there, because those who do not have knowledge of music, dance, what would they do there? So these are called sahirdiyas or sabhyas, that they have the heart to appreciate the music. So they came there on the top of the mountain, and this was deers, pigeons, other animals, birds. And why it is said that they gave up all their other activities? So he says that this was a manifestation of their ananda, because one of the sattvic bhava is stambha, that you get stunned, jadya. So you just stand like a stone. So he says that we will all go and watch this, because this situation, this kind of scene is not available here. And tauryatrikam, so this is a word in Sanskrit which is used for singing, dancing and playing musical instrument. All these three things together are called tauryatrika.
I'd like to confirm if I understood correctly. So, Yashoda is called Devaki also because of their close friendship.
No. She has two names, Yashoda and Devaki. It's like you have two names, Vilas and Vili. And because her one name is Devaki, so she has friendly with, if you find another Vilas, you'll become friendly with that, right? So she is friendly with Devaki, wife of Vasudeva, because she also has name Devaki.
And when Krishna is called Arjuna, then this is because of their close friendship, not that
Krishna
he has...
is called Arjuna.
Sometimes, no? Or Arjuna is called Krishna or something like this?
No, Arjuna is called Krishna
Okay.
because of his color like Krishna.
Okay.
Draupadi is also called Krishna.
Yes.
And Vyas is also called Krishna, Dwapa and Vyas. So at the time of Mahabharata there were 3 Krishnas. Yashodanandan Krishna and Partha Krishna and Vyas Krishna, and there was one lady Krishna.
Okay, so therefore the friendship has nothing to do with this name.
No, friendship later on because of the name.
And I wanted to ask about this.
There was one more lady who was also called Krishna, Yamuna.
Who?
Yamuna Devi.
Okay. Yamuna is also Krishna.
And these peacocks here, so they give their Divya Barha. So is it just a special type of peacock feather what these peacocks are having? Or is it the
Peacocks
same
are
as
divine. These are not ordinary peacocks. So their feather is also Divya.
Does it have some different characteristics or does it just
No,
look...
different characteristic means it's spiritual peacock feather.
Actually, in the Pakshapakshit, in terms of in Jyotisha, in Jyotisha in the south of India, actually, but is using the Panchapakshit and 5 birds, and one of these birds is the peacock, and the peacock feather corresponds to Brihaspati, to Jupiter. So it's like it's using for increase the Akash also, and all
Increasing what?
Akash. So it's like a remedy that people can use when they have some particular planetary position, but this feather is representing also Brihaspati, so it's like the highest element.
I don't know, but I heard that it is used to counteract the effect of Saturn.
Also, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question from the class before the last class.
Late reaction. Okay.
Yes. So the question is on this Kataksha, Krishna's Kataksha towards the gopis. So the question in my mind is, doubt is that, so when there is a Kataksha, there is implicitly some sense of hiding or some sense of untruthfulness there, right? Because there is a parrot and you want to hide the fact, you want to hide something. That's why you are looking in a sly way. So there is a sense of untruth there. And Krishna is Satyam Paramadhimahi.
Sense of what? Untruth.
Sense of untruth, like you are hiding something.
Why is it untruth?
Because, for example, right,
If I have money in my pocket and I don't show it to you, is it untruth?
No, not to me. But for example, let's say there's a son and a father, right? So in that relationship, for example, even the guru and the disciple, like a son and a father, the son is expected to be truthful to the father. And in this particular case, this is not observed.
But I'm saying
or
that
even to friends, the person
if you are my father and I'm your son and I have money in my pocket, so does it mean I'm being untruthful to you because I'm not showing my money to you? Shall I always keep it in my hand and show you, look, I have money? Is it like that?
No. But here in this case, there is active hiding.
What do you mean active hiding? That is also active hiding. If I'm keeping it in my pocket, I'm actively hiding it. Nobody else is doing it. I do it. I put it in pocket. I do an active action to hide. So how it is untruth?
Okay.
You should understand what is untruth and what is truth. Just being truth doesn't mean I have to show it to everybody.
Mm. But the implication is, for example, then why, for example, hide it, right? I mean, what is, in the sense that the question is like, for example, what is the wish? For example, if I am uncomfortable with the relationship, then I'll hide it. And if I have nothing to scare about, then I'll reveal that. So that is the first of the question, I guess.
Yeah, but I already explained that there are other people around and does not want them to know it, so that's why he hides. I already gave the example. If your girlfriend comes and your father is there, then you don't want to show your love immediately to the girlfriend and neglect the father.
Okay. Mm. Thank you.
Kataksha is also used in the sense of neglect because it's the same principle. If you want to neglect somebody, then also kataksha. I'm walking, I don't want to pay attention to somebody, so I just go and I may see from the side, but I don't pay attention. So kataksha also means not paying attention. Sometimes in the commentaries you will see iti kataksha. The word kataksha is also used in the commentary. That wash up the kataksha. And this why is used in the sense of kataksha means he doesn't like this explanation, so he's saying no. Chalo. Means kataksha there means neglect. धन्यास्म मूढ़ गत मतयोर गतयो.
It's a variant.
Okay.
I have Matayo.
Matayo is better. Say gatayo. Let's read it as Matayo. This commentator brings that. धन्यास्म मूढ़ मतयोपि हरिण्येतायानंद नंदनम उपात्त विचित्र वेशम आकर्ण्य वेणुरणितं सह कृष्ण सारः पूजां दधुर्विरचितां प्रणयावलोकै. So now they are saying that this mudhamati means foolish, don't have much intelligence. These female deers, they are fortunate. Why is that? That after seeing the wonderful dress attire of son of Nanda Maharaj and hearing the sound of the flute, they have come along with their husbands, Krishna Sara. Krishna Sara means male deer. And Pujam Dadhu Virachitam Pranayavloke, and they worshipped Krishna. And how did they worship? They just came there and stood there and looked with their lovely eyes. Deer have very beautiful eyes, big. So these are called lotus eyes. So as if they are offering their lotus eyes like lotus flowers. Like you worship, you offer flowers. So therefore they are saying Pujam Dadhu Virachitam Pranayavloke, and looking with a very affectionate eyes, in a very affectionate manner. So that is the worship they are doing. So these are the deers and we are human beings. And we cannot look at him like this in an affectionate manner without any fear of anyone noticing. So these are dhanya. They are fortunate. That what they can do, we are unable to do. And they are attracted by Krishna's flute, they are attracted by his attire, by his dress, by his beauty. And they are reciprocating, they are appreciating. And we are unable to do that, so therefore they are dhanya. So dhanya is the word which is used in the sense of fortunate. In India we also call it thank you these days, dhanyavad. But actually it doesn't mean thank you. It comes from the word dhana. Dhana means wealth. Right? It's a nirdhana. Nirdhana means poor guy. So when somebody dies in India, he's called nidhana. Death is called nidhana. Because now he lost everything. Yesterday or day before yesterday, some rich Indian died. He was owning, I don't know, some 6 or 7 billion worth. And he died, he was only 62. So he became nidhana. Right? He has so much wealth. And in 1 second, so first he was sadhana, then he became nidhana. So it says dhanya. So they are as if they have the wealth. So dhanyasma moodha matayo api harinya eta. He says these harinya, these deers, these are moodhamati. They don't have much, they are not learned, they are not scholarly, they have not studied, but still they are fortunate. Why? Because they are appreciating Krishna. So this is the meaning, that it does not matter how much wealth you have, how much power you have, how much education you have. If you have love for Krishna, that is the real wealth. Then you are dhanya. Then you are wealthy. And if you don't have that wealth of love, then all other wealth is nidhana. Because it's not yours. A person who is rich, we call him wealthy. Wealthy means one who has wealth, one who possesses wealth. That means he himself is actually poor. Right? Because wealth is outside. Without that, he is poor guy. So therefore, the rich person is actually poor person. But when you have love, that is within you. That is not somewhere outside. So that's why 7th case is used. So you are the ashraya. Right? You are the ashraya and there is a vishaya. You are the adhar. You are the base. You actually have it. When you have wealth, you don't have wealth. Wealth is lying somewhere in the bank, here, there, stock market, somewhere. That's why you can lose it and you can become nirvana. But if you have this wealth, then you never lose it. It's with you. Wherever you go, you will carry it. Somebody can snatch away your other wealth. They cannot take away this wealth. So this is the wealth which one should acquire, one should work for. People are only working for this other wealth. They spend all their time, their effort, everything to acquire wealth which is outside. But inside they remain empty. So therefore they come to Joshika then for consultancy. Right? They are crying. Wealthy people, they have everything but they are crying to him. Why? Because they are actually poor. So this is the wealth one should acquire. This is actually the purpose of human life, to acquire this wealth. And if one is not working to acquire this wealth, then one is wasting one's life completely. Everything waste. So that's why it is saying dhanyasma moodha matiyopi harinya. Even these deers they are better than even the great sages. That's why Brahma wanted to become piece of grass here, Gulmalata king. Why? Because of this wealth. He understood And this is the true wealth, What is the point in having this post? It has no meaning. So therefore, those devotees are the real wealthy people. That's why they are not running begging behind people. So katham bhajanti dhandur madandhan kavya. Sonaka is asking why devotee have to run after a person who has wealth? Dhandur madandhan, who are intoxicated by their wealth. Why should they run after them? What is the need? So there is no need. So that's why Mahaprabhu said, na dhanam. He doesn't want this wealth, na janam. What does he want? He wants that bhakti. So that is the real wealth. So those who are intelligent, esa buddhimatam buddhi, manisha cha manishinam. This is the intelligence of the intelligent, and this is the wisdom of the wise, that you acquire this. This is the ultimate instruction of Krishna in 11th Canto, final instruction. So this is the wealth which these deer have, that even gopis are appreciating it. If gopis appreciate something, it must be something wonderful, not ordinary. So of course they are projecting their own mood. It's called projection. But Vrindavan also has, everybody has love for Krishna here. But there is also projection. And then their husbands are not angry at them. So Saha Krishna Sara. They are along with them. Pujam dadhur virachitam pranayam loke. So aho swaramnam tam anabhisrutya vayam buddhi matyapi swajanma vifali kurmahi. So he is saying that alas, alas, that we are actually wise, we are intelligent, and although we are intelligent, but we have not followed Krishna, we have not done abhisar. Abhisritya here means doing abhisar. Abhisar means going and meeting the lover in the rendezvous. So Swaramanam, our Raman, our beloved, our lover, we have not gone and met him, although we are buddhimati. We have the buddhi, and therefore we are making our life worthless. Our birth is worthless, because what is the value of the human birth if one does not have Krishna Prema? If one does not engage in devotion to Krishna, what is the value of human life? You could have been animal, maybe it was better. You will not have all these headaches and anxieties and stress. No problem. So therefore they are saying that we are wasting our life by not going there. Why is that? Yato mudha api safli bhavanti. That even these foolish, they are becoming successful, they are making their life successful. Darshante ahu. So by showing this, they are speaking this verse. Dhanya iti. Sma iti vishmaya khedeva. So this word sma is used here, dhanya sma, in the sense of like distress, or it can be used in the sense of vismaya, because vismaya also has smaya in it. V and smaya. So dhanya sma, so vismaya khedeva. Etadrisham bhagyam asmakam na bhutiti bhava. He says we do not have this kind of fate, we do not have this kind of luck that we can freely go and see Krishna, because nobody is going to stop the deer from going and hanging around Krishna or following. No one is going to say, oh, why are you doing this? Are you not ashamed? He says we are not lucky like that. Ya Venu Ranitam, Venu Rifitam iti Parthdvayam. So Venu Ranitam means playing the flute. There is another reading in the Rifitam. Tulya Artha, both have the same meaning. Venu Nadam Akarne Nanda Nandanam Prati Pranaya Purvaka Avlokaireva Pujam Dadhu Papushu. So after hearing the sound of Krishna's flute, they looked at Krishna with very affectionate eyes. So Pranaya Purvak Avlokai, affectionate glances they are looking, and this is like a worship, Pujam Dadhu, or it is a nourishment. Means they are looking at Krishna in an affectionate manner, then Krishna feels nourished because he is being appreciated. So tasam tairapi ya atmanah pujam pushtam manyate sa nandanando asmakam tai punah kimuti bhava. So the intention of the gopis is that if Krishna is actually appreciating the affectionate glances of these deers, then how much will he appreciate our affectionate glance? And we are not doing that. So we should also go and worship him with such affectionate glances. That's the intention behind saying it. Because they are trying to hide their love. The whole idea behind these verses from the beginning when he explained was that why did they say Brajesha Sutiyoranu Venu Drishtam? Why did they use dual, two sons of Brajesha? It's basically they want to speak about their love for Krishna, but they are hiding it. So this is the way of speaking. This is the Vyanjana Vritti, indirect Parokshavad. Kincha tah Sah Krishna Sara Pati bhi Sahita eva. And moreover, they are not alone, but they are Sah Krishna Sara. They are along with Krishna Sara. Krishna Sara means it's a type of deer. But Krishna Sara is used in plural, in masculine form here. So, means along with their husbands. So, ayam artha, the meaning is that Krishna eva priti visyatvene saro yesham te yathartha namana. So Krishna Sara is a type of, there are various types of deer. One of them is called Krishna Sara, blackish in color. But he is taking the meaning that these deers are called Krishna Sara because their very essence is Krishna. That's why they are called Krishna Sara. So this is called Anuvardhan name. Means the name which has actually the meaning as the name signifies. Sometimes people have name but it doesn't match with the person's character. Somebody is blind but is called Padmalochan. So here it's called Krishna Sara, but they are Krishna Sara in actually true sense they are Krishna Sara because the purpose of their life, the essence of their life is Krishna. Therefore when Krishna comes to the forest, they are going around him. When he leaves, they run behind and whole night they are in separation. So they are Krishna Sara. Therefore it's a Yatharth Namana. They actually have the name which matches their character. Tasam pateha swapatni Krishna Anuragini Alakshya Swagarasthyam eva Krishna Gandhaya api Druhiyanti. Dhanyam Manayanto Atirishyanto. So therefore, because they are devotees of Krishna, when they see that their wives are in love with Krishna, Krishna Anuragani Alakshya, so then what happens to them? Swagarasthyam eva dhanyam manayanto. They consider that now our family life has become successful. Not that wife becomes devotee, then husband is upset. Why are you all the time running to the temple and running for this katha and that katha? Husbands sometimes don't like. No, they are very happy that we are so happy that we are devotee, our wife is also devotee. That is the perfection. of married life. So it says, Dhanyam Manayanto Atihrishanto. So considering their family life, married life as successful, they are very happy, and therefore they are also following this deer, their wives. Anugachanta ta Krishnam abhisaryanti. And they are actually assisting them. Krishna saryanti. This is another meaning. Abhisar means when the heroine goes to meet the hero, that is called abhisar. And if they are going to meet Krishna, it will be called Krishnasar. So therefore these deers are called Krishnasar because they are making their wives, they are doing Krishnasar to their wives. Krishna saryanti. Means they are leading their wives to Krishna, therefore they are called Krishnasar. It's amazing meaning. Asmat pateyastu Krishna gandhayapi druhyanti dhig asmat jivitam. And look at us, in our case, our husbands, if they even hear the name of Krishna, they become upset. Forget about becoming happy or even remaining neutral. They hate it. That why we are talking about Krishna? Where are we going? They are watching our movements. So therefore our life is a waste. And these Mudhamati, Hiranya, they are fortunate. Krishnam niriksha vanitotsav rupa shilam shutva cha tat pranita venu vichitra geetam devyo vimana gataya smaranunna sara brashyat prasuna kavara mamahur vinivya. So first they described the birds in Vrindavan, they described the animals in Vrindavan. Now they are describing even the devas are attracted to Krishna's beauty. So everybody is attracted to Krishna's beauty. So Krishnam niriksha vanita utsava rupa silam. So vanita, the young ladies, the wives of the devas, after seeing Krishna and seeing his utsava rupa silam, his beauty, his character, and Shrutva cha tat kanita venu vichitra geetam, and after hearing the wonderful sound of the flute played by him, Devyo vimana gataya smaranunnasaram. So the Devis, the wives of the Devas who are above in the aeroplanes, in the airships, so they were attacked by Smara, the Cupid. Smaranunasara Brashyat Prasuna Kavara Muhur Vinivya. So their flowers from their kavara, means their braid, fell down and their clothes became loose and they got bewildered. So they were so much struck by the beauty of Krishna. All the devas themselves are very beautiful and everything in Swargaloka is wonderful, but Krishna's beauty surpasses everything. Kincha asmakam gopinam gope krishne ratir nativ anuchita yato devyo api manushe tatrapi gope krishne rati matya satya eva svadevatvam api safal yanti iti ashrema. So now they are saying that we are gopis. So, and Krishna is a Gopa. So if we are in love with him, this is not improper. There is no impropriety in it. Ratir nati vanuchita. It is not highly improper. Why is that? That even devas, the divine ladies, they are having love towards human being. This should be considered as improper. That they should only love devas. Why are they falling in love with a human? And that also some cowherd boy, not a Brahmana, not a Kshatriya, but a cowherd, not some royal person. So Manusha, first of all human being, Devas don't like to even touch the earth. And Tatrapi Gope, and on top of that a cowherd boy, on top of that Krishna is dark in color. So Rati Matya Satya Eva, so Devatvam api safaliyanti. So certainly they are also making their divinity as successful. And that is being described, Krishna Mati. Vanitanam stri matranam eva anuragini nam. So Vanitanam means the ladies. Generally the word Vanita is used for a woman who is in love. So stri matranam eva anuragini nam utsavo yasmat tatha bhutam rupam silam cha yasya. So Vanita Utsav Rup Silam means that Krishna's beauty, Krishna's behavior, character is such that it is like a festival for women. So one of the 64 qualities Krishna has is that he is very attractive to ladies. That is one of his characteristics. So that is described here as Vanita Utsav Rupa Silam. And especially for the Vanita, this signifies a young lady. So tatha bhutam rupam shilam chayasya tam devyo devanam anke sthitapi. So devya here means that they are sitting in the lap of their husbands, devas, and api viman gatayo, viman charanya, they are up in the sky, not on the ground. Smarena nunnas chalita. Saro dharyam yasam tam. So their patience was lost by the attack of Cupid, by Saint Krishna. And therefore mumuhu. Mumuhu means they got into this bewildered state. Mohe lingamaha. So what is the sign of their bewilderment? Bhrashyat prasuna kabra yasamta. So the flowers from their braid started falling down. Vigata nivyopi yasamta. And their dress became loose. Muttaitam idam yaduttam. This is one of the Sanchari Bhav called Muttaita. So Kanta Smarana Vartadav Hridi Tadbhav Bhavita Prakatyam Abhilasasya Muttaitam Itiriyati. So this is the definition of Muttaita. That by remembering the lover or hearing talk about him, the love becomes manifest in the heart, and then there is a wish or desire to meet him. That is called Muttaita. Param vidagdha sukshma dhiyo devas tajyatvapi stribhyo na druhyanti pratyut sviya bhagyam manyanto nityam ta krishnam vimanam arohya anayanti. So now they are saying that just like the Krishnas are dear, they are not unhappy by their wives being in love with Krishna, like that these devas are also not against these devis that they are being attracted to Krishna. Why? Because they are param vidagdha, they are highly wise, they are learned, they have very fine intelligence. So after understanding this, they are actually bringing the Viman every day to show their wives to Krishna, that you can have darshan of Krishna. So they are assisting them and not against them. And they think that this is their good fortune, that their wives are attracted to Krishna. So nityameva ta Krishnam darshetum vimanam arohya anayanti. So every day they say, okay, let's go. You want to see Krishna in the forest, let's go. But asmat pateyastu druhyanti eva iti yato nikrishta. But our husbands, they hate it. So therefore, they are worthless. Mrgya utkrishta, even the lady deers, they are superior. And devyopi dhanya. And these devis are also fortunate. in between, madhyastha manushya vayam adhanya iti bhava. So there are devas, human beings and animals. So animals are fortunate, devas are fortunate, we human beings, we are the only one who are unfortunate. And this verse will stop. If there is any question to ask.
This last comment about the devas bringing the devis for darshan of Krishna, is that meant to be taken literally?
This is all
This is
commentator adding.
I mean, in the sense that sometimes in these sort of ecstatic visions, that things are perceived as a result of the bhav more so than actually being a phenomenon that's taking place.
Yeah. It's actually expression of bhava. It's not necessary that just by seeing your dress is getting loose. This is all Rasa-shastra. So if you know the lakshana, then those lakshanas, so there is the kavya is of two types. One is called Lakshanik Grantha and another is the actual story. So Lakshanik Grantha is like Ujjwal Nilmani, Bhakti Rasamat Sindhu. So there the definitions are given. What is the definition of Asuya? What is the definition of say Vishada? And then this will be shown in the story. So there you have to just see, okay, this is what is happening. So the one who writes, he has to bring all this into action. So this is what commentator is hinting at.
And I had one slightly tangential question. On the previous verse, I was wondering if the way that the does are described as Buddha Matayo, whether that would be an instance of this hermeneutic called Nahi Ninda Nyaya. In other words, they're saying, oh, these deer are foolish, which in one sense is a quote criticism of deer, but obviously that's not their intention, is to talk about deer, but to convey everything else they have to say.
Yeah, that is one thing, and another thing is that they are actually comparing them with themselves. That means they are animals and we are human beings, and look how fortunate they are. So this is actually is to show the contrast, that Kamutya Nyaya, that even being that, they are having love. So that is to, it is actually to show the greatness of Krishna's love and Krishna's beauty. That even deers who do not have mudmatya, he means they don't have any characteristic or quality to appreciate human beauty. Animals do not have the quality to appreciate human beauty. But they are appreciating, so you can understand how wonderful is Krishna, that even animals appreciate. Okay, Devis are appreciating because they are learned and they understand what beauty is, but animals, what is their concept of human beauty or human dance or human music? If at all they will have some attraction, they could be attraction to their own species. So that's to show that how Krishna is so great. Godujdrama pulkani bibhran. So even the trees manifested horripilation, pulkani bibhran.
And lastly, when you were speaking earlier on this verse, it seemed like you were in the process of giving a full gloss of the word dhanyavad. And then, I don't know, you kind of went in another way. I was curious if you were going to convey your understanding of that. You said that it doesn't mean thank you, and then you were...
Yeah, because thank you, it simply means dhanya, and vada means speaking. It's like you have vada, Advaita vada. Achintya bheda bhedavada. So it's like dhanyavada. In Sanskrit it is it will look for strange to you, but when somebody does something, an act means some favor to another person, then he says dhanyo asmi. Although these days we are saying dhanyavad, and it is like I am saying dhanyavad to you, that's what people think. But it is quite often that, like if I had a teacher in South India, I was studying, if I ask him question through email, he will reply me, then he will write dhanyo asmi. Means I am fortunate. Asmi means he is talking about himself, not about me. So that is actually the dhanyavad. Otherwise you don't see this word dhanyavad. It became popular more in Hindi. And now they are speaking in Sanskrit also. Dhanyavada vadami, dhanyavada viharami, all that they speak like that. But traditionally you don't see that. Traditionally is dhanyasmi. Means I got an opportunity to do something good. So it is my good fortune. That's the way of saying it.
In other words, so it's as if to say, I'm making an expression that I've been benefited or I've been made fortunate by this exchange in some way.
And then the other person would say anugrihito asmi. What you say now, like if I ask you a question and you answer, I will say thank you to you. So, but in Sanskrit it will be, you will say dhanyo asmi. You are saying you are dhanya, and I will say anugrihito asmi. That I have been blessed by you. That is the way of saying. Or it's your grace on me.
Anugrihita from anugraha.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So the gopis are critical of their husband.
Yes, nahi nindaitum pravartate. Just remember, they are not criticizing their husbands. They are just saying that how all these people are very fortunate and we are not. Because the husbands are also devotees. They are also Brajvasis. And they are not against Krishna or anything like that.
Babaji?
Thank you.
Yes, I just get a little bit shocked because exactly in the last class of Jyotisha we was analyzing that Krishna is Vrishabha Rashi, which means that in the 11th Lord he have Mina, which is exactly the positions that it makes him to wear the peacock feather. So it was very interesting because actually, yes, it's for contrast this natural Saturn there, but the meaning when I hear this, that is why I just get so impressed that even, in Shastra, even if we have other knowledge around, it can be relished just by the Lila, so this peacock feather means that he have in his head the topmost goal in life already conquered, like crown. So it's very crazy.
So one of my teachers, I was talking about South India, this Professor Subramaniam, he was always saying this. He is a great astrologer. Besides, he knows all the Shastras. He knows all the Shadangas. So he says it is so unfortunate that none of the commentators talk about astrology. So these pastimes of Krishna and all these Vedic stories, there is also astrology behind them, astronomy, all of them. So this Krishna wearing peacock feather from their point of view is that he is counteracting the Saturn.
Yes.